the start of the new season more clearly with sports eyewear from Norval Opticians.
Jonny, I'm sure you've got an in-depth knowledge of West Country derbies already through all the research you've done, but on a serious note, how different is a derby to prepare for compared to any other game?
Well, look, in theory there shouldn't be any difference, but you know, coming from Ireland, I know a lot about derbies with Ulster, Munster, Leinster, Connacht, so hugely passionate affairs, raised intensity. You've talked about bragging rights. I mean, those are all the things that probably people from the outside talk about. I think for us, it's obviously it's a game that we need to win. We need to get our processes right. So we know that Bristol are going to come all guns blazing. They need points. We need points. So it makes for a great contest.
And I don't think there's been a Gloucester-Bristol match since 2008. Only two players still here were at the club back then, and neither of them have played in it. So it's a completely new experience for everyone, isn't it?
Absolutely. And as I say, you know, you take that derby aspect out of it. Fundamentally, we've got to get results, and I think there's two teams that are fighting for every point they can get. And yeah, I think just the fact that it is a local derby and it's the first since 2008 adds a little bit of extra spice to it. We want to put on a performance. We want to make sure that our fans know at home, because our results at home have been inconsistent. So we need to make sure that we get our own shop in order.
But they're getting better at home. How much does that, and also the performance last week at Saracens, give you, and you know, especially the defensive side of the game, something to build on?
Well, look, I think you're right. I mean, we're not getting carried away by results. We're still 10th in the league, and we need points, and our performances have been better, you know, and the players themselves are growing in belief, but we need to convert those into points, and I know Matt talked about you know, a good performance against Saracens, but ultimately we came up short, and we need to make sure that we're on the other side of those results, and we need to get some wins. So really encouraging growth, but we're under no illusions as to what we need to do. We need to get wins. We need to get wins against whoever's next up, and next up is Bristol, and they're a team like ourselves that are desperate for points and that want to win. So if we don't get ourselves in the right place, we could lose.
They seem to be improving of late as well, and obviously they've had changes in their coaching setup. How much more difficult does that make it to prepare to play against them and sort of, I suppose, second guess what they might do?
Well, I think when you're playing against a side who have had the little bit of adversity that they've had, it galvanises them. And I think, you know, to be honest, when you look at their performances recently, they've been very, very close games. They've lost narrowly to two very good sides in Bath and Leicester, and in both games they've been the Bath game particularly camped on Bath's line with 3 minutes to go, and could have won the game. So, you know, the margins are fine, so our preparation has to be the same. It's an Aviva Premiership game that we're desperate to win, and we want this growth to continue, but we want this growth to be converted into results at home.